today was the agent's revenge. David Mulugheta on ESPN today on First Take talked about everything that went on from his perspective and Micah Parsons' perspective with the Dallas Cowboys. Some of the things that went on, I'll tick off really fast. He said the Cowboys were never told that Parsons wouldn't play for them. Mulugheta saying, no, Micah loves the game too much. He was going to play week 1 no matter what. Mulugheta also went on to say that Parsons' first choice was always to stay in Dallas. He wanted to be a Cowboy. They did everything they could. He also talked about, hey, what about this contract agreement between Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones? And Mulugheta said, well, when you're a 25-year-old football player and your boss, who's the most powerful person in the NFL, calls you in, what are you going to do? And so all of this is the power dynamic as well that he got into. So seeing this from Micah Parsons' side, okay, you understand this is Micah Parsons' side. And we've heard both Jerry Jones and his version of events. We had a deal which technically was not illegal for him to do, but it's really frowned upon by the NFLPA to negotiate directly with a player. And you don't know, did he cross the line? Who knows what happened in that conversation? But with this war of what's gone on the last few days, clearly the public sentiment is we're anti-Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones screwed this up, and he did because he had the best defensive player in the NFL, and he couldn't sign him to a contract.
Well, the interesting part, though, in the Mulugheta stuff, as he enumerated, a lot of it really tracked with things we were theorizing the entire process. And I believe I used the term the devil's in the details, right, of what the handshake agreement that Jerry thought he had with Micah or whatever. But it all comes back to a 5th year. Is the thing that really ends up blowing it up, right? One more year that would get him to free agency and whatever, $60 million or whatever the marketplace would be at that point. But it's just kind of an interesting, all right, now we're getting the enumeration in all of this in the postscript. And it goes back to what I said with Mike all the time when he was looking all sad on the sideline. He wanted to be on it with his guys.
Yeah, whether he was laying on a table or eating an orange or whatever he was doing, I want to do this.
I want to go back to work.
But if you're looking to, if I'm saying who I believe with everything that went on between Micah Parsons' side and Jerry Jones' side after hearing this stuff today, I'm going to believe Micah Parsons and his side because, number one, when Jerry Jones said, hey, we offered Micah more guaranteed money in this deal. Okay, but how many years did you offer? Like, that's great.
That's it, right?
Did you? And Mulugheta said, hey, yeah, they offered, but it was for more years.
That extra year.
Right? That's no. This is, he's losing $45 million in this negotiation. So the fact that was Jerry Jones's big trump card, and that's all he said. That was his big trump card was, we offered him more guaranteed money. Yeah, but if you did it over less years, that's really way less money from Micah Parsons. And the fact that that's all we heard from Jerry Jones and we hear this from Micah Parsons, I'm going to believe everything that went on from Parsons' perspective because if it really was bad and it was Parsons' fault, Jerry Jones would be singing that from the mountaintops because he's not taking blame for anything with this. Remember, right after the press conference he had, it was, we had to get better against the run. Oh, right, Jerry, yes, you had to get better against the run. Right. He's not taking any blame for this negotiation. This is, we had the player, wanted to pay, we didn't want to be here, we made a decision, X, Y, and Z, we moved on. He would be singing details from the mountaintops. When all we're getting out of Dallas now, what's the biggest thing they can say with Parsons being gone? Maybe in the locker room he wasn't as well beloved as you thought he was, right? You heard stories that Dak Prescott wasn't a big fan of his podcast. Maybe he was a little bit too much by himself. They said sometimes, well, he came in, he didn't come in on time for treatment, but then you heard other stories that no, he always came in early. So all you're hearing out of the Cowboys' end of this now is nothing business-wise, nothing from negotiation-wise, which Jerry Jones would run it up the flagpole and say, look, I'm telling you, everything went wrong. And all you're getting from the Cowboys is that, yeah, Micah Parsons is a dude. Yeah, I don't know how much we'll miss him. There was this, there was that. Okay, yeah, call me this weekend and tell me how much you miss him opening night. Tell me what you're going to miss him terrorizing the quarterback and the Eagles looking to him on the line of scrimmage, pointing him out before every play. Where is he? What is he doing? Tell me what you miss him then. So the fact that what we're getting from the Cowboys, okay, what's your perspective from Micah Parsons? Nothing business-wise, and the Cowboys just insinuating that maybe some people, he wasn't their cup of tea. Not they didn't like the guy, not that he was awful, just that, hey, maybe we didn't like his podcast. Maybe we didn't like that he's a little too much of a superstar. Maybe we didn't like the fact that he went through some antics on the sideline because he wanted, but this is part of the negotiation. Ezekiel Elliott left camp, right? This is part of the negotiation. They didn't like that. And I understand that because that wasn't a big thing because it looked like Parsons had to have a bit of a hissy fit to get what he wanted. But again, this is how he wanted to get paid, and he did. So the fact that these are the sides, here's Mulugheta with all these details about what went on, and there's no blowback from the Cowboys, no response that, hey, they got it wrong. We wanted to give them this is what happened. The fact that we're not getting anything business and we're just getting this is kind of was like in the locker room tells me, yeah, I'm believing Micah Parsons' side of it, and it's even more Jerry Jones's fault than it was before today.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's to relitigate it at this point when you'd gone to the wall saying we thought we had this agreement, right? Whatever that conversation was, Micah was, and Mulugheta even kind of said it, as you laid out. What's he going to do? He's going to nod. He's going to listen and whatever. But he didn't think he had an agreement. But if you talked in general terms, this is again where you can understand. I think from Jerry's point of view that he thought he had something, at least shell of a deal done, and then it was, as Mulugheta said it, the devil was in the details. All right, let's parse out these years and guarantees and whatever, but then it became a sticking point. So to not keep fighting over that, I think they've just – I'll give Jerry and Steven and the brain trust in Dallas credit. You're not winning this. It's like Nico Harrison going, well, we got Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. Yeah,
you're not winning
this,
great. Right?
Yeah.
And no matter what, like even if you tried to do the 30,000-foot view like we did as the trade went down of, all right, does this push them in a direction that's better? If they hadn't picked up the $20 million a year on Kenny Clark, then I'd feel better, right? If it was however many draft picks, or if you really open this to the markets, because this is where it does look like the other part of the Mavericks trade of, all right, you just went straight to these guys. Like that's it. Because Micah could have had other teams he was looking to. I mean, I'm sure if you really opened it up, would Buffalo not have come to the table?
Yeah.
Or one of these other squads with some kind of offer that might have pushed to a better price?
And traded to the AFC, get him
Right.
out of it. So and you want to play him week 5 when you're going to be 0-4. He's going to just put the dagger in your
Right,
season.
he comes in and he's terrorizing.
Like
Dak's
Khalil Mack.
I never liked your podcast as he's running out of bounds. Ha miss me.
Like when Gruden traded Khalil Mack, and every week was, I can't believe another scoop and score, a fumble, a sack, and a return for a touchdown from this guy. Like that's what it's going to be every week. I can't believe he had another one, and I traded him.
Now, what is curious though is legitimately that there is concern about his back. Right, that's the part of all of this that is curious. The second opinion and what's really going on with him. And once again, it becomes the what do you trust as regard to medicals. I got to think as soon as there's an opening and he gets to say Micah Parsons and deciding whether he cites his family, his agency, Penn State, or whoever his affiliation is, that he's part of the starting lineup in the announcements on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Right? But like we talk about with Stafford and so many others, as soon as we start talking about your back at all, and there's even a little bit of credence that it's legit, my eyebrows get raised, and I wonder if Jerry and company aren't sitting over there going, holding novenas and everything else going, all right, he's going to only play 12 games, right?
But you're telling me this, right? I mean, the doctor said that, oh, no, he's going to go right out there. Oh, okay. All right. That's great.
He's going to miss a bunch of games, right? He's not going to be available for week 5.
It's even more Jerry Jones's fault after today.